Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
Hey, welcome everybody to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. We're so excited that you're joining us for this special episode. Hey, I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with my illustrious co-host, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land.
Oh, I've been waiting for this day. As many of you know, Mike and I have been doing a Journey to the Batman series of podcast. Week one, we talked about the women of Batman, and that was a special countdown of 3 lists of women in Batman. The women in Batman's life, and then it was the
top 10 women in Batman's life, top 10 women who could take over the Batman cowl,
and then the top 10 villains. Women,
yeah, top 10 villains. Top 10 female villains.
Yep, and then we talked after that. We discussed Hush, which was right, and then last week we did Batman versus Robin. AKA really the Court of Owls discussion is really what it was. Right. And Mike, I have to give you credit because you were like, hey, for the Batman, these are the things I think I see, in the trailer. And I think we should discuss these points. And dude, you nailed it. There's some interesting little Easter eggs or callbacks or, nods to all those stories. And so kudos to you, man, for pulling that out. So, but
I'm pulling out my Batman detective skills. See,
that's great. All right, so
you can just refer to me as the detective. Like Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, detective, riddle me this.
Honestly, I think more of the film revolved around Long Halloween, actually. I think a big portion, which we covered Long Halloween several weeks ago, actually.
We did before we started the journey. That is kind of really was our first episode on the journey to Batman.
On the journey to Batman. You're right. Mm-hmm. So should we introduce our team members since we
before we get into everything. That's right. We're growing our team, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. So Mike I'll let you introduce first your one who's been with us for a couple of weeks now, helping us out as we've been working through this.
So we got Megan. Megan's my daughter. Megan joined us a couple weeks ago as one of our moderators. And now we are introducing Angie, listener Angie. Angie's been a supporter of the show since day one. We really appreciate your support, Angie. We asked her to join our team as a moderator also. So be nice to our moderators.
Yes.
Yes. Because if you are not nice to our moderators, they have full authority and power to boot you and ban you.
Yep.
So
you can be banned from the show.
Our moderators are important to us, and so we have given them full authority and rights to ban you if you're not nice.
So real quick, I know Megan saw it because she came with me last night to see it, so I know she was there. Angie, have you seen The Batman yet?
Yes, I did. I saw it on Thursday.
Did you like it?
Yes, it was interesting, and probably it's leaning towards my my favorite. It's coming in close second with
Ooh.
Christian Bale. So
Okay. Oh, you're talking about as Batman. So the character of who played Batman. So Christian Bale is your number one, and then Robert
Yes.
Pattinson is coming.
It's getting there. It was a very interesting movie.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Megan, what did you think?
I loved it.
That's it? That's just
I don't know. I did really like it. Pattinson did a better job than I thought he would.
Okay. Okay.
Do think I prefer him in the cowl rather than out of the cowl.
I think I agree. With
Okay. Okay.
I think he makes a little bit better Batman than Bruce.
Right.
I don't know.
I think that was a theme. That was I do want to discuss that here in a little while, but I do think that was a theme of the movie itself.
Agreed.
Was Batman because I'll get into it later. But yeah, no, good insight. Good insight. I like that.
All right. Let's we're gonna put you guys back in the waiting room and we're gonna get into this.
They're gonna be doing it. Hey, thanks you guys for being our
Thank you
moderators.
very much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Well, with that, let's now, like how we normally do for our show, we will give our review, a real quick overview. We'll give it our little score, and then we'll kind of go from there. This is a conversation. There are spoilers, everybody, so I just want to give you a heads up that we'll right after we do our review, it's going to be spoiler territory because that's just what we do. It's a conversation. We're just talking around the virtual coffee table. So Mike, I am dying to hear. We have been really good, everybody, not to say anything to each other. I saw it Thursday night. Mike saw it last night.
Yeah.
And we have done.
Yeah, you texted me Thursday going, I'm not saying anything. I'm saving it for the podcast. I was like, that's good. That's good.
Well, I said, I want you to go in fresh. I didn't want you to hear anything from me about it, except the only one thing I guess I made a comment was about you're really going to have to pee afterwards.
It's a long movie. In fact, it was so funny. We had a mother and her son, and he was a little guy, okay? And I think we were an hour and a half into the movie, and so we're about halfway. And the kid looks at his mom and goes, Mom, I thought this movie is only supposed to be like an hour and 20 minutes. This is entirely too long. And she goes, do you want to go? He goes, yes. And they left.
Oh,
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, hey, I feel you, kid. I understand.
Right.
I get it. Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at Nerdery and Murdery. Jeff and Zig. Jeff and Zig were kind enough to send us each mugs for
I got mine.
We did a crossover. Yeah, Steven's is red, mine's black.
I've got a bloody red.
Apparently yours is the nerdery side, or yours is the murdery side. Mine must be the nerdery side. Anyway, we did a crossover podcast with Nerdery and Murdery. So if you haven't listened to that, check it out. But when this is actually my second mug, my first mug I busted right after I used it. So Jeffrey was very kind and he sent me a second mug, and I really appreciate that, Jeff. So if you're listening, thank you very much. And we are
great guys.
We are planning a second crossover with them.
I'm so excited.
We're about to go into talks with a crossover with Three Geeky Dads. So I'm really excited about that too.
That's going to be great. It's going to be great.
We're going to have some cool crossovers this year. All right, let's get into this thing.
All right. Okay, let's do this. So, hey, I got to hear from you. I got to hear it. So, and I'll let you pick what out of 5. So, whatever you want to do for the for the ranking and stuff, and for those listening, go ahead.
One of the things I liked about this one, so his bat symbol, which I think is pretty cool. And they actually changed that from the original concept, because when they first started showing the teaser trailers, just the teasers, and there was nothing yet filmed, I think, for it.
Uh-huh.
You saw the bat symbol, and a lot of people commented on it, and they claimed that he actually took the gun that was used to kill his parents, and he deconstructed it into a bat symbol and put it on his chest.
Oh, but we didn't get any of that.
No, I think they changed it. I think they changed it because it was more like a functioning
piece of his, which
which
was
he
good.
can pull out and use as a batarang. I like that concept. I think that is a great concept. So that was one of the things I really, really liked about this film.
Real quick, I hate to interrupt, but I want to say hey to Brian. Brian, hey man, thanks so much. He just wanted to say hi. We'll say hi back. Those guys, the three geeky dads, he's one of the dads. But they're going to see the movie tomorrow, so they're not going to catch us live right now. They're gonna wait.
Oh yeah,
they haven't seen it.
Brian was commenting on their last episode, which is a great episode, by the way. It's Masters of the Universe, drink until it's good, which I absolutely loved. That's great. Hi, Janelle. Thank you for joining us, Janelle.
Hi, Janelle. Hi, Derek.
But they mentioned this a few times, and Brian made the comment that that the entire Three Geeky Dads has been invading our shows in the comments. Hey guys, thank you for being in the comments. You guys just enhance the show as far as I'm concerned. So you're not invading, you're enhancing.
Well stated. Well stated. Absolutely.
So anyway, the interesting thing was when I was walking out of the theater after seeing it, which by the way, I was a little grumpy leaving because I was tired. It's late. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I want to go home and go to bed. So, and then Brenda's pushing the podcast to people in the theater and some of the workers and such, which is great. I love that she was doing that, but I bet they were like, man, that guy's grumpy. So if you are tuning in from last night, I apologize if I was grumpy. I was tired. It was late. I wanted to go home and go to bed. Although I did hang around and talk to a couple of the ushers, so it was all cool. Anyway, one of the ushers had said, so what did you guys think? And I says, I have mixed emotions. Listen to me at 9 o'clock in the morning and you'll hear it. So I like the film. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I thought it was good. I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. I'm not going to say that at all.
Okay.
It was a good movie. I liked Robert Pattinson. I thought he did a very good job. I really liked
the guy who was super worried. You were so worried.
Oh, okay. Now,
emo. What'd you say? Emo Batman.
Emo Batman and sparkly vampire Batman.
Yes.
Which I got to say, a lot of people have commented on that, and part of that was a joke, and I clarified that last week when I even posted on our Facebook post one of the original petitions that were sent out to Warner Brothers to get Michael Keaton taken off of the casting, which I've never seen one of those. And I was just like, I was fascinated when I saw it. I'm like, oh, I got to post this on our site.
Yeah, sure. No, it was good. Thank you. Yes.
But I clarified last week, and even I was one of the ones who questioned the casting of Michael Keaton. So I have said it in the past also. Yes, I made fun of Robert Pattinson being a sparkly vampire and emo Batman. I was pretty much making jokes. And yeah, there was a slight hesitation there. But I also did say, look, I was one of the ones who questioned Michael Keaton. And Michael Keaton is hands down my favorite Batman. So,
okay.
I had less worries about Robert Pattinson, and I had more worries about how they were portraying the Riddler. And I'll get into that when we get further into the discussion.
Right. Just doing our overview right now. Yes.
So overall, I thought Robert Pattinson did a good job. He's not my favorite Batman, and he probably won't ever be my favorite Batman. But I enjoy it, and if they do another movie with him, I will be happy with it. So that's that. I thought the casting was really well for this movie. I thought everyone did a great job. Catwoman was good. I liked I can't think of her name. It's Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Zoey.
And her mother is what's her face from Cosby Show. Not the oldest daughter, the second oldest daughter. I can't think of her name. Anyway, I liked her. I thought she did good. I hated her mask. I can't stand the mask. It's terrible.
I thought it was interesting.
If they come back with the second one, they bring her back, get rid of that mask, give her a better mask. It's stupid.
Yeah, I found it interesting that the rest of the costume looked sleek and leather and stylish, but yet she's got a sock for a mask.
Right.
That's what
with ears.
That happened to have ears because of the way it was folded. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I hated that. And I understand this is the beginning. I get it. She hasn't developed her costume yet. I get it. So don't start, oh, she hasn't developed it yet. It'll come later. I get it. I think she could have made a better choice for the mask. That's all I'm saying. I don't like it. I think it was a bad choice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can go with that. Sure.
Mom's Lisa Bonet, and she played Denise.
Thank you.
Lisa Bonet.
Thank you, Tito. I mean, Megan.
Now, Lisa Bonet was married to, or in the process, I guess, to Jason Momoa, right? Is that the same Lisa Bonet?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was announced that recently that they were going to separate, and now I'm hearing rumors that they're back together again. So
yeah,
who knows in the Hollywood romance? So all you women
on a break.
That thought you had a chance at Jason Momoa, too bad. He's not on the market anymore. You can forget it. So okay, I was supposed to give my rating, right?
Yes.
So overall, I liked the film. I thought it was really good. This is not my favorite Batman movie. Ranking of Batman movies is going to be tough, but it definitely does not beat, in my opinion, it doesn't beat 89, and it doesn't come anywhere close to beating The Dark Knight.
Okay.
And those to me are the two top, live action Batman films.
Okay.
So with that said, I will give this at this moment. We'll see if it changes by the end of our discussion. I will give it 3.5 batarangs.
3.5.
The cool new batarang on
cool
his
new
chest.
batarangs. 3.5, huh? Okay.
I will give it.
All right. Well, I went in with I tried to minimize my expectations because I knew that this was going to be a different Batman movie because it's Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, let me just go in and take it for what it is and then kind of go from there. I'm just going to give my rating at the beginning. I give it 4 out of 5. I thought it was a good Batman movie. It was one that I watched it. I was sitting there going through, okay, one, this is not a comic book movie. This is a film noir style movie. I mean, it is a detective movie, and I liked that.
How many dollar words is that?
Right? Well, it reminded me
French on me, dude.
Right? It's it's that detective noir, the night detective. It was that style of we're trying to figure out what's going on, and then you have him narrating. You see what I'm saying? So he's narrating the film, and
yeah, you're right. He did,
and I'm like, okay, I know what genre this is now. I understand that this is the style of what it is. If you go into the film, there's not a whole lot of action.
No.
But boy, I tell you what, where the action is, it's really good.
Agreed.
It really is. And I'll talk about my favorite scene here in a little while. But if you go in expecting the film to be like any previous Batman movie out there, it's not. It's not. In its own right, it has created a new subgenre of Batman films. And I liked that. I liked the difference of it. I thought 3 hours was too long.
I agree. I told you I was with that little kid when he said, "Mom, this is just entirely too long."
Right, right. I agree with him.
I feel for you, kid. I really do.
While I enjoyed the film, and I really didn't feel time passing by. In other words, you know how sometimes you're in a movie and you're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to, I can't, this is so, what's the word I'm trying to say? So slow, or I didn't feel the time. It just went by just like that. So I was engaged in the film and I enjoyed the film and I enjoyed the story, but 3 hours was, 3 hours was long, kind of a thing.
That's why you said you're gonna have to pee real bad after this movie.
That's exactly it. Because once it was over, I was like, "Ooh."
Did you have a large soda too?
No.
Oh no, you're not drinking soda.
I'm not drinking soda.
What did you drink during the movie?
I had a water.
Oh,
I did have a water.
Yeah, water goes pretty quick too.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Angie, I was about to pee my pants. So true. So now Robert Pattinson as Batman. I'll agree, Megan. I thought that was really good. As Batman, I thought he did really well. As the broody Batman, who is in his third year, 2 years have passed. He said,
Right,
so
right.
he's in his third year as Batman.
So
And
the director stated he did not want to do Batman Year One because he felt that was already done enough.
yes,
we had Batman Begins, and we've kind of had that
Mhm.
story with the '89 Batman, which I totally agree with. We do not need to see the death of Bruce's parents.
Again, I'm so glad he didn't do that.
I don't want to see the death of his parents, and I don't want to see Spider-Man getting bit by a radioactive or whatever kind of spider you want to call it now. I've seen enough. The entire freaking world knows both how Batman became Batman and Spider-Man became Spider-Man. We don't need to see it for like another 30 years, okay? And then I'm at that point, I'm too old, and I won't care at that point. So,
well, I just want to say that I don't think I can emotionally handle another death of Uncle Ben. Just saying.
Do you get sad when you go to the grocery store and you see Uncle Ben's rice?
Very good. It's the trauma. I go to PTSD. I can't handle it.
Steven just grabs a pouch of Uncle Ben's rice and he just
hugs
cries out loud.
Uncle Ben. So I agree. I'm so glad they didn't do origin story again. So glad they didn't.
Me too. So yeah, he said he wanted to do year 2 instead of year 1. Anyway,
I'm glad he did. Because the biggest transition I caught in this was, another theme within the film was vengeance. I am vengeance. But by the time we get to the end, he's not vengeance anymore. He realizes, and see, I don't think he's called the Batman, or he goes to that. I mean, or he calls himself Batman. I mean, if you notice in the film, he calls himself Vengeance.
Vengeance, yeah. Yeah, and that's how she refers to him too, as Vengeance.
Yeah, and even the Riddler's henchman at the end. You make a joke about, or I'm vengeance.
Now there were bat jokes throughout it. I mean, I loved it when Penguin, when both Commissioner Gordon and Batman go to interrogate Penguin out on the street, or in that area, wherever they were, near the bridge or whatever it was. Penguin goes, "What is this, good cop bat shit?"
Yeah. Right. So
funny.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. Well, I'm sorry. Let me finish with Pattinson. Pattinson, I thought was great as Batman. There seemed to be a disconnect with him as Bruce Wayne at this point in this film.
I got a reason for that though.
Yeah, well, I also think that realistically, I think we're looking into we are looking at number one of a 3-part film, along with a whole HBO DC series.
Yeah,
several of them.
That Penguin's getting his own series, and
there's also one Gotham called Gotham, and the Gotham PD kind of a thing. So we're getting, they're creating this world. This is, a whole world creation. And so I'm pretty excited about that. So I thought, okay, we're setting up, because Carrie, you remember how we talked about, and I say this, I think I've said this almost every podcast with Zig from Nerdery Murdery, how he was telling us Sometimes the plot serves the characters, and sometimes the characters serve the plot. And
Sure.
I thought this film for me is about characters, because I felt like, speaking of characters, that Gotham City was its own character in this film.
Well, and I think that's a correct way to describe that. Gotham has always been a character within the
Within
comic
the
book,
comics.
and I
And
think
especially when we were talking about Court of Owls, how big a Gotham
right.
history was a character in the film.
Well, and we kind of delved into that a little bit in this film. You know, we got
Mhm.
into the seedy underside of Gotham and the rivalry gangs between Falcone and
Maroni,
which I like that they had both
they
gangs
brought that in.
represented.
Mhm.
Because I like that aspect of the Batman stories. I think they add to his rogues gallery. So
Mhm.
yeah, I felt they touched really well on the idea
Mhm.
that Gotham was its own character along,
Yep. And so that's how I saw the rest of this. So, okay, this film is about on a larger scale, really about the character development of all the different people involved. And so that's why I thought, okay, with Pattinson being year 3, I thought, okay, this is not quite the Bruce Wayne, but I agree with Megan. This is Batman. And I thought he did a great job as Batman, better than I thought. Of course, I didn't go with super high hopes anyway. With Pattinson, even though I was going to be
So
open.
you were saying that you were worried about the sparkly vampire Batman.
I was, even though I said, last time.
Oh yeah, you make fun of me, but
Right.
you're the one with the hesitations.
I was trying to be supportive, saying, look,
Okay.
because he has done some incredible acting growth and stuff. And I thought, okay, let's see. And so with Batman, I thought he did a good job, but that got revealed there at the end, as well as, there's a whole character there and about, well, I don't want to blow up too much before we get into spoilers and stuff. So with that, I give it 4.5. I thought Zoe Kravitz did a nice job. I thought, I can't remember his name. The guy who played Commissioner Gordon did a great job with a new Commissioner Gordon. Well, he wasn't Commissioner Gordon. He was Lieutenant Gordon in this film.
I liked him, but I still like Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight series better.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright, thank you. Yeah, I thought he did good. Yeah. Now, if you ask me my favorite Batman film, I'm still going to tell you.
Nice. Put John's comment up.
Hey, John. Robert Pattinson is Kurt Cobain as Bruce Wayne.
And the funny thing is, John, so when the movie opens up, it opens up to a Nirvana song. And I'm sitting there going, is that Nirvana? I hate Nirvana. I've never been a Nirvana fan. I apologize to any Nirvana fans out there, but I can't stand that band. I'm with Gene Simmons. I remember in the 90s when Kiss returned with the original Kiss, the real Kiss, Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. And Gene said, rock and roll is back. You can have fun. You don't no longer have to watch guys in ripped up jeans staring at their feet while they play their instruments. Rock and roll is fun again. We're back. I have to say I'm with Gene on that. And Nirvana is the most depressing band in the entire world. So yeah, I find that hilarious that you said that he's the Kurt Cobain of Batman. That's the Kurt Cobain Bruce Wayne. That is great. Excellent.
Yeah.
And then they ended the film with Nirvana also. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's okay. So
interject that.
Yeah. So I just talked about the different characters. I did enjoy the Penguin quite a bit. Very realistic. When I say realistic, I mean very. You could accept that character, as saying, okay, this is who this guy is, and knowing that it was Colin Farrell. Holy cow! I couldn't tell, but I was glad it was Colin Farrell because you had a good actor who was playing that part.
Yeah, I thought he did a fabulous job. Actually, I really liked him.
Yeah, and I'm excited about seeing what the series looks like for that. And yeah, Angie didn't look anything like him. Yeah, sure didn't.
Well, now I think I forget Megan or my brother-in-law Roger went with us also. Maybe it was him that said that.
Hi, Roger.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now. I think he said that he heard an interview with him saying that he had to spend like 3 or 4 hours in the makeup chair to do the makeup, which to me it doesn't look like there's that much makeup, but it is what it is, I guess.
It looks like a lot of makeup.
Then he said it took like 15 minutes for him to pull all that off. I guess he was pretty excited about getting rid of that stuff.
Yep. Real quick in the chat. Hi, Tracy. Tracy says this. So just read something.
Yeah, we ran into Tracy too. Hi, Tracy.
Right. What about Batman versus Batman movie? Like Dark Knight Batman versus Batman and Robin Batman thoughts? I don't know. I don't know the context of that. If it was Batman versus Batman.
If I'm just putting this up against other Batman movies, it's no competition against The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight wins hands down.
The Dark Knight is my favorite.
Gosh, I love that movie.
Favorite Batman movie overall. But I will tell you this, in the new genre of this Batman, I really liked it. I'm so glad they brought more of the detective side, because the other movies, they say, like sort of did detective, but it was like, oh, hey, here's this clue. Oh, ta-da! Here, I have the answer. And this one, you saw him think through things, struggle through things. Yeah. And I like that. I like this beginning of this new Batman who's getting into his role, figuring out his role and his place in Gotham as part of the Gotham story. So there you have it, folks. We're now 32 minutes into the podcast, and we finally finished our overall reviews without doing spoilers or doing our best.
Now, I think he does a great Batman. I really do. Again, not my favorite, but he does a very good Batman. I think the reason Bruce Wayne, you're seeing Bruce Wayne so different is this is the early Bruce Wayne. This is Bruce Wayne in his days where he's still, got the angst over his parents' death. He's still brooding over that. And he just doesn't care about anything else. He pretty much wants vengeance. Otherwise, why would he call himself Vengeance throughout the movie?
Good thoughts. I like that.
And that's why I think you see Bruce Wayne like this. He is, as John said, the Kurt Cobain of Bruce Wayne's. I think in the second film, he's going to be a different Bruce Wayne. Because like you said, by the end of this, we've seen growth in Batman, which is good. You should.
Yes.
You should see some growth in him.
Right.
Especially these early stages of Batman.
Right.
Because we see that early workings of his code. Of his code of conduct,
right.
And I loved how when he and Commissioner Gordon were busting into the one place, and Batman says no guns, and Commissioner Gordon goes, "I don't follow your code."
Yeah,
Look, dude,
right.
I don't have all the gadgets you got. I got a gun and I'm going to use it. And
yes,
Commissioner Gordon, he's right.
Yep. So everybody, we're going to start moving into spoilery territory. We've talked about certain beats within the film, what makes it, a good film, but we're going to try to be, how shall I say? We're going to talk spoilers.
Spoilers.
So I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So, I want to move into this real quick. What was your favorite part of the film? Was there a favorite part or a couple of favorite parts in the film?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's really hard to say. I actually want to see it a second time before I can really give a favorite part. I don't see, nothing really stands out to me. That's another reason I only give this 3.5. I don't have those moments that stand out to me. Like, The Dark Knight, I can pick out moments. One of my all-time favorite moments of Dark Knight is when Batman comes in to interrogate the Joker, and he slams the Joker's head on the table, and the Joker lifts up his head and goes, "Didn't anyone ever tell you never hurt the the person
hit the
you injured.
head.
It never injured their head. It makes their head fuzzy, and then they can't talk. You
Right.
know? I have that moment, or the moment when he comes in with the mob bosses and he goes, "Want to see a magic trick?" and he slams the guy's head, head
Head
and
into the
his
pencil.
eye into the pencil, and
Yeah, that's a good part.
oh man, there's
Mm-hmm.
so many parts in that, and I have vivid memories of that. I don't have that with this one.
Okay.
I just don't have it. And so again, that's why I give this a 3.5.
Okay.
It doesn't catch me like
Sure.
The Dark Knight did. Or
Okay.
there's moments of the 89 Batman that I constantly quote,
Mm-hmm.
especially I'm Batman. That's for
Because
my
I'm
friend,
Batman.
that's for my friend Drew at work. He asked me yesterday, "Are you going to say I'm Batman on the podcast?" You've said it a lot lately. So, Drew, this is for you. I'm Batman.
I would like to answer if you quote that movie constantly.
Yep, and she would know.
Yep. So my favorite part is where he is Batman is trying to stop Zoe Kravitz Catwoman, Selena from killing who you find out is her dad. Kind of a thing.
Now that was a twist I liked.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I never seen in the comic books, and as soon as she revealed it, I went, "Now there's a twist."
Right, there was two big twists
that out
in
loud
this.
in the theater, and I was like, "Wow, okay, that was cool." Now,
right,
the other twist I didn't like, and we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. So when he went to stop her, and he's in the hallway, and it's pitch black, and the only time you see what's going on is when they're firing their guns.
Yeah.
And in the hallway, in the fight sequences of all of that and stuff. And, they didn't go into the fact that his armor was deflecting bullets, but.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I didn't care. It's a Batman movie, and I was like, all right, pow, pow, pow,
suspension of disbelief,
Right.
There's a major. There's a major suspension of disbelief to any guy as dressed as a bat running around beating people up. So
right.
I mean, let's face it. We love it, but it is a silly concept. Come on.
Yep, we love it. So I would say I love that scene in it.
Okay.
And I really enjoy that. That was an action sequence. Then I really enjoyed the parallels of the Riddler to the movie Seven and the movie Saw. And
did you see Matt Hempel's post yesterday?
No, I missed it. What did he say?
That's funny because that's exactly what Matt Hempel posted yesterday after he saw it. He said, "I will say this: Batman, the new Batman, is like Seven meets Saw." Yeah.
Oh, Matt, you and I think alike.
Yeah. You and
all right. So Matt said it first before I did, so I'll give Matt credit, for saying it first. I didn't realize he had said that. That's cool.
No, I think it's awesome that the two of you both came up with that. So
yeah. So Seven, I love Seven, and I love it. And I always laugh. What's in the box? So those who have seen the film, you get that reference. And with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey, it's just a fabulous film. But it is
I've never actually watched either of those films.
Okay, we got to do a podcast about it because it's about the 7 deadly sins. This guy murdering people. It's gritty. And some of what we saw in Batman with the Riddler was, the way his place was, what it looked like, is reminiscent of Seven. And now Saw, I've only seen clips on YouTube of Saw.
I was going to say, you watched Saw?
No,
you're the guy that didn't want to watch Halloween.
Right. But I loved how there was gadgets, and in the gadgets that kind of kill people, kind of a thing. And that was gritty too. And that's where, okay, the Riddler is using these gadgets to really kill people and stuff. So, so I found it intriguing and I found it interesting. And so this was a darker Batman. I'm surprised that was it PG-13?
It was PG-13.
I was surprised it was PG-13.
I don't know, because you saw it was pretty graphic, but it wasn't gory. They
Okay.
they kind of left the gory to your imagination.
Sure.
You didn't actually
Okay.
see the rats eating his face.
Right.
But you got the implement. And
You knew it happened.
you knew
Right.
it happened, which I think that's good. That's a good way to convey it. You don't have to show it, but you strongly imply that it happened.
Yeah, and that was good. They did do that. Um, so those elements, along with the whole detective story, because really that's 7 is a huge detective
Tracy
story.
says I need to see 7. I will put it on my list, Tracy.
Yeah. Yeah. We do, because there's so many things I want to talk about. But if you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil that film for you. And I probably said too much when going, Tracy, what's in the box? So anyway, thank you. I just got some bacon from Troy. Thank you.
Wow, I wished I got bacon delivery on the podcast. Of course, last week my wife did bring me a huge cup of coffee.
I remember that. Yes. So I will say, because of those elements, it was a grittier Batman, the whole detective story, and I enjoyed that element of it. So that was another one of my favorite parts. Is I'm finally getting the detective. Does that make sense?
No,
I
completely agree with you on that.
Not saying I didn't like the others, but they were so much more action oriented. That's why, it's a comic book movie in the sense it's action oriented, but it is this detective story, which we finally get the detective, and I love that, and that's what I saw this film as, and why I enjoyed it so much. And while it is, I'm going to be bold here, everybody. Dark Knight is number 1. This iteration is going to be my number 2 Batman film.
Wow. Okay.
And yes, I'm putting it over 89 Batman, Michael Keaton Batman.
That's okay. You're wrong, and it's all right that you're wrong. Just wait. Michael Keaton's coming back, and after all,
yes,
he is Batman.
Right. So I'm gonna, since Troy giving me some bacon, I got to talk about Troy for a minute. So Troy, we finished the movie. I said, Troy, what did you think? He goes, well, where was the Flash? Where was Aquaman? And I laughed because I thought, oh, he's thinking of the Super Bowl commercial. You guys remember the Super Bowl commercial where DC did this? Hey, these are the movies that are all coming out, and they did a compilation of all the movies, put them together.
They showed that before this one too. When we went seeing it.
They did, and so I think
good compilation too. I like it.
It is good if you didn't realize, because it even had Dr. Fate. We got to see Dr. Fate.
Yes, and Hawkman. Oh, I am so excited. We have the building blocks of the Justice Society of America. Oh, so excited. I want a live action Justice Society. It will be amazing.
What? It'll be good. It'll be good. So, all right. So those are some of my favorite parts. What else did you like about the film? I want to move into that before we move into what we didn't like.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed Robert Pattinson's Batman. I thought he did a great job. Hey, Tyler, thanks for joining us. But I really like Catwoman. I thought Penguin was a real interesting take on the Penguin, different from what we've seen. But yeah, Roger just commented Stargirl. I know, yes, we've had the Justice Society and Stargirl, yeah, and they were pretty good. But we didn't get Dr. Fate full on, and I don't think we got Hawkman at all. So I'm really excited, and it looked like we also had Atom Smasher in that little trailer too. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. Again, I just can't pick out a moment, like I can with Dark Knight, like I can with the 89 Batman. There's just not a moment to me. I mean, other than maybe the Commissioner Gordon, the 2 scenes with Commissioner Gordon, with the Penguin and and the Penguin going, "What is this, good cop, bet?" I thought that was hilarious, and then the moment with Commissioner Gordon saying that, look, I carry a gun, tough, So I guess those moments at right now, I just got to watch it again and see that. And I'm not, I'm not saying this is a bad film. If you're a Batman fan, go see the film. It's good. You'll like it.
Mhm.
I think you'll like it anyway. But
So wait a minute. For as far as a rating goes, some of our ratings is, would you go see it in the movie theater? You're saying yes, go see it in the movie theater.
oh yeah, definitely go see it in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, you want the big screen experience with this.
Yeah, real quick, Angie says, I feel like I need to watch this a few times. Yes, and if you have HBO Max, it comes out in 40 days.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Cool.
Mm-hmm. 45 days. Maybe it's 45 days. Yes.
I'll be watching it on HBO Max then.
Right.
Nice. Because we got Morbius coming up April 1st, which I'm looking forward
right.
to. And then I think May we've got I saw another poster, something else that we're going to be covering in May, and I don't remember what it was last night when we went to the movie. So I don't know. So yeah, I don't want to go spend the money on this a second time when I've got other films coming.
You've got other films to pay for,
month,
right?
You know, because we've got The Flash coming up with Michael Keaton in it as Batman. We've got Black Adam coming up, which oh gosh, I can't wait for Black Adam. It looks amazing. Shazam movie, which I think sounds terrific too. So yeah, lots of stuff this year.
Right. There's a lot. Okay. All right, everybody. Now we're getting into any. Yes.
What did you think of the Batmobile?
I absolutely loved it. I loved the Batmobile.
Meh.
Because here's why. Here's why I liked it. I remembered it was year 3. We saw a huge muscle car, and then we realized that he was building it, or upgrading it. And I thought, okay, this is the beginning of some of the Batmobiles we've seen in other iterations of other films. You know, he's still building his arsenal. He's still building and stuff. And I absolutely loved it. I loved the roar of it with the surround sound in the theater, the rumble in my seat, kind of a thing.
Oh, when he's driving it, it's pretty cool.
Yes.
I get a whole Dukes of Hazzard feeling when he's driving it. Love seeing the general tearing through Hazzard and jumping, caverns and stuff like that. I get that feeling with it.
That vibe.
But overall, just to look at, I'm like, meh. It's a hot rod. It's and I love hot rods. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love like Trans Ams, Corvettes, and Camaros, and so on and so forth. But I don't know.
I'm saying if there's a Hot Wheels car of it, I'll probably get it.
I've been there is a Hot Wheels car of it. Actually, they got a kind of cool one. They got one with a partial track included in it, and it's actually a Hot Wheels car that's radio controlled. I've never seen that before. So it's kind of neat. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I might have to get that just to play with it, see what it's like.
Right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
This in my life.
I need this in my life. That's what Angie said. That's funny. That's great. I love it. But yeah, to me, the Batmobile was just kind of meh. I didn't get the feeling like I did with the '89 Batmobile. I absolutely love. I still love the '66. I think it's a beautiful car, and I just don't get that same vibe when I see this one. I don't know.
For this film, I got a great feeling that he was trying to make it as livable in this world, or as realistic in this world. Like he was moving it out of the comic book realm into something else. And, to see the Riddler suit, to see Batman's suit, actually, to see the Penguin, very much moving away from the cartooniness or the comicness to make it like, could this be realistic kind of a thing? And so I thought that with the Batmobile, I thought, okay, we're continuing that journey. Now, my only issue with the Batmobile is there's got to be a VIN number on that vehicle. You know what I mean? And someone can track down saying,
no, they don't. people remove VINs. It happens. I'm sure he removed the VIN from that. And that car's pieced together. That's not just, one car. So granted, yes, it was not created by by Wayne Tech and Yeah, we didn't even get any mention of. There is no Wayne Tech.
There is no Wayne Tech
at this point.
discussion.
And oh gosh, I can't think of Morgan Freeman's character, which is hilarious.
Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius Fox. Yeah, so there's no
Mhm.
Lucius. Now he did have somebody. Okay, there's almost 66 Batman vibes to because he had an extra person in Wayne Manor.
He sure did.
And we haven't even talked about Alfred, by the way, which Alfred,
which is great.
I loved Alfred.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
there was a woman there. They never really explained who she was.
Who's that? Right.
And it was almost like what was it, Aunt Harriet or whatever from Batman 66, who lived in Wayne Manor but yet didn't know Bruce and Dick were Batman and Robin, which
Right.
to me, I find hilarious. And this woman has no clue that Bruce is Batman. It's like,
Right.
I didn't really know who she was. I was like, who is this woman? I don't get it.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, new character. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's talk about Alfred for a minute. So
Sure, absolutely. I really enjoyed Alfred.
oh, I thought he was great. You know, I gotta say, I think every time they cast Alfred, I love him. I love every casting of Alfred I've seen in the films. I think it's great. And
all I want to do is now hear. I just want to hear Alfred say, "My precious." No, Andy Serkis is fabulous. I mean, come on, he was Snoke in the Star Wars trilogy. He was a great villain in Marvel, so he's crossed the streams.
Yeah. So is Michael Keaton though.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton was Vulture in Spider-Man. So and he's going to return as Vulture too.
Which is very exciting. In Morbius. Oh yeah, I saw the trailer. Looks like it and stuff. So I thought with Andy Serkis, I thought he did a great job about
he was
a guy who cared. I do say that the trailer kind of misleads you with Alfred, that Alfred was keeping secrets, kind of a thing, family secrets. You
had the Obi-Wan Kenobi moment. You had the from a certain point of view.
Sure. Yeah, a good call. Yeah. So, what did you think of Andy Serkis as Alfred in this iteration of Alfred?
I loved him. I thought he was fantastic. I'm excited to see more of him as Alfred. Now, I have a friend at work I was talking to the other day, and we were talking about the fact that Andy Serkis plays Alfred, and he said, I didn't want Andy Serkis. And I was like, what? Why didn't you want Andy Serkis? He goes, because that's not the Batman character he should be playing. And I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? And he goes,
yeah,
he should be playing Clayface. And I went, oh, dang, mind blown.
Wow.
I was
okay,
like,
here's Killing Is My Business, and Business is Good remastered.
Shut up, Siri. I didn't say anything to you. Dang. And I got Siri talking to me. That's going to be funny on the audio podcast.
It was probably
that is going to be funny on the audio podcast, but the context of it is what? That was weird. Yeah, Angie, you were right. That was weird. Said at the same time.
So yeah, when he said that he should be playing Clayface, I went, "Ooh, yeah, that
I like
would be
that.
cool. I like that." But then I'm like, I don't know if we're ever going to get a live action version of Clayface. So
yeah, we won't get it. We won't get it in this trilogy.
Oh, we definitely won't, because Andy Serkis is already,
Well, right.
And he's the mocap king.
That he is.
Come on.
That
he was Gollum /
Gollum.
Like you said, he was Snoke. He was oh shoot, I just had it in my head.
Roger, you forgot to introduce Siri at the beginning.
Caesar.
Yes, Caesar. Thank you. Megan got it. Megan.
Oh, in Planet of the Apes. Yes.
He was Caesar in Planet of the Apes. So
interesting.
Mocap king. He owns the company that does that. He is the king.
That's cool.
So
cool.
So when he said that to me at work, I was like, oh dang, mind blown. I didn't even think about that. That's cool. So, but I thought he was a fantastic Alfred. I'll take him as Alfred.
I did like how they seemed to insinuate that it was him who taught Bruce Wayne how to fight.
Well, that kind of goes in the comic book too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Alfred's got ties to like British military, and he's got a military and a Secret Service background and all this stuff. So it makes sense that Alfred would contribute to Bruce's
development
and training. It makes a lot of sense. I like that.
Well, I just always love the Batman Begins where Ra's al Ghul, you know, but League of Shadows is who trained him to fight, you know, kind of a thing.
I do enjoy that too. Yeah, you're right.
I enjoy that. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. I like this difference. So, yes.
Now, let's get into a difference I don't like.
Oh, okay, everybody, strap in. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
I am sick and tired of Warner Brothers crapping on the Thomases. I'm tired of this. This is the one thing that turns me off of this movie.
The Thomases. You mean
yes,
the Thomases?
Martha and or the Thomases, the Waynes.
The Waynes. All right, Martha and Thomas. Okay, Thomas and Martha Wayne. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sick and tired of them crapping on the Waynes. Okay, so we had in the Joker, the movie Joker, they turned Thomas Wayne into an icky politician who was a total jerk, and that is not the way Thomas Wayne is portrayed in the comic books. And that's not the way he's been portrayed in past films.
No, wait a minute. I'm going to pause you here for a second.
Okay, all right.
The biggest question about the Joker is, did it really happen, or was it all in his head?
Good point.
And are we listening to that from his point of view of what he thought about Thomas Wayne? But anyway,
okay. Point taken.
Yes,
but they crapped all over him in this movie, and I hate it. Okay,
did they? In what way? In what
again?
Way
they turned him into an icky politician. He was running for mayor. You know.
Okay.
I just don't.
I'm okay.
I don't like.
I'm okay with that, only from the aspect that he always wanted to make the city better and felt like that's what he needed to do to help make the city better.
I never thought of Thomas Wayne trying to make it better through politics. I never thought of Thomas Wayne.
Okay, that's fair. I like that.
It has never been portrayed that way in the comic books, and
that's
when you start bringing into politics into it, it gets ugly, and I don't like it. Okay, what I don't like even more is this whole introducing the Arkham family. I have never seen that in the comic books. When they said that, I was like, "What?" And they made Martha and Arkham. Martha is a Kane. First of all, Martha was named after Bob Kane. Bob Kane and Bill Finger are the creators of Batman. She was named after Bob Kane.
Yeah.
Okay. Changing her name to Arkham, I hate that. That it's like, wait a minute. Now you're changing Batman lore, and that is completely.
And that's a bit because now we won't get the rest of the whole Kane family side.
I mean, I don't personally like Batwoman. She's not a character I care for, but you just wrote Batwoman out because Batwoman that's Kate Kane. She's Bruce's cousin on his mother's side, on Martha's side. So you completely wrote her out now. So let the fans go after him. I don't like that. I just think, and then they made Martha crazy. It's like, really? Where did this come from? This was a twist I hated. I didn't like. Now, I like the twist of Catwoman being Falcone's daughter. I thought that was an interesting twist. And even though it hasn't been in the comic books, I don't feel that it really hurts anything. It doesn't hurt the Batman lore. This harms the Batman lore. I don't like it. Okay, Megan.
Megan wants to come in. Come in, Megan.
If you want me on video.
Yeah.
You're talking about they made her crazy. Is it supposed to be set in current times?
I believe so.
Okay. Then again, they could still do it because it's a what's fictional. But I thought it more of she was sent to Arkham as sorry, words aren't cooperating with me today.
Tell me what's ruminating in your brain. Go for it. Give it.
I have that problem sometimes too.
So with Arkham, it kind of has like very old set ways of like the past and like how insane asylums and hospitals were treated patients with that. So
Okay.
I don't think it necessarily was that she was crazy herself. She could have been
She could have had some other mental
Yeah.
issue, but not necessarily crazy, is what you're saying.
She could have been like severely traumatized and depressed and just sent there, and they portrayed it as crazy, so that's why she got sent there. And I think that would have contributed to trying to hide that kind of.
Okay, I can accept that thought. That's not bad. I can't accept this whole Arkham family thing. I'm sorry. I don't. Nope, it's not going in my head canon. Sorry. No, that's a good thought. I like that.
Okay, so Angie wants in. Angie, yeah, come on in, Angie.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta say this.
Okay, sure.
So I agree with Megan, where I think that maybe they considered her a threat, and they were like, back in the day, it was, if you weren't being the traditional, wife, whatever, then you're crazy, and let's stick you in a, So that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that they're portraying her as she's crazy. The way I seen it, I was confused by it, but then the other side of me was thinking, okay, what if they're portraying this so everybody thinks that she was crazy and she was put in there? And now that Megan said that, I was like, but also, what if he wasn't a crooked politician and they're trying to say he was to mess with people?
Sure. But like I
saying.
said, you bring politics in it, it gets ugly.
Yeah,
And
I didn't like that at all.
see, I like Martha. Martha and Thomas have always been Bruce's moral compass. And if you start messing with their past and making them out to be this, ugly, whatever, you're screwing with Bruce's his moral compass, and I don't like that. I just don't like the messing with his moral compass.
I didn't see it like that in the film as far as the moral compass. What I saw it as, here's a guy who was trying to do right for the city, and this is the way he was going to do it. I can totally see where don't do it through politics. I get that. But I loved the part that really got me tense about it and upset about it was when we were getting from Falcone the whole aspect of, well, your dad is the one who came to me, and gave his perspective. And then it upset Bruce. And so when it upset Bruce, and then it went to, then when he talked to Alfred, Alfred was reset that compass, saying, no, your dad was a good man. He made a mistake. It wasn't he was covering up. He was just talking about it and had no idea that's, I think there's a certain naivete about Thomas Wayne that came into play.
Well, Bruce does put his parents on a pedestal.
Yes,
I do believe that, and of course, parents aren't perfect. Megan will tell you that. Parents are not perfect, but yeah, I don't screw with his moral compass. That's all.
Right. And I'll go back to say, with what Megan and Angie had said about if Martha Wayne was and is, a very strong, independent individual, someone who speaks their mind, I think that is a good insight about what time period was it. Because if you go back in the time period, strong women they're like, no, you're crazy. You're not, in a patriarchal mindset where, the men are like, no, you can't be this way. But if you fight that, well, she must be crazy, so we need to put her in an institution. There is that side of it. Or if she dealt with anxiety issues or depression at that time, well, let's stick them in an institution, rather than let's, work through that. So I can see that. I can go with that.
I'll accept that. I will accept that. I
But
won't.
by golly, you won't accept the Arkham side.
Nope.
And
Nope.
guess
Man,
what, Mike?
Ed's
I
dead
agree.
against
I agree
this.
with you. I agree. I
Oh,
was
wow.
surprised by it. I was surprised by the whole Arkham side. I was like, what?
I didn't like
You
it.
know. Now, I don't know how though.
You're messing with Batman lore, and I don't think you should do that.
There are some things I think you can play with, and some things you can't.
Right.
And
Agreed.
it's almost like branches, multiverse kind of stuff. Because if you break this branch, or if that's what they're doing, you've just cut out a whole important aspect of Batman lore.
Right.
You've just separated yourself.
You are removing the building blocks of Batman by doing that. Those are the foundation blocks. You cannot remove. If you remove the foundation, the house falls. And I'm sorry that hurts. That harms this movie. If they wouldn't have done that, I probably would have given it a higher score.
Okay.
But they went there.
Fair enough.
And it ticks me off. Now, I will say this. We've discussed Flashpoint before. I love the Flashpoint story. Now, Flashpoint does change the Waynes, but they do it in alternate universe. They don't do it in current Batman universe.
Okay.
It's in an alternate timeline. It was not,
and it's billed as an alternate timeline.
Right? Exactly.
It's set up story wise as an alternate timeline.
Right. It's because Barry Allen screwed everything up. I'm messing with the timeline.
Right.
Barry does that. He's got to stop going back in time. Every time he does, it screws things up. But I love the iteration of Thomas and Martha that we got in Flashpoint, because in there, spoiler alert for Flashpoint, and unfortunately they're not going there with the next movie, and I would love to see it. Right. They had the building blocks to do it. They had the building blocks through Batman v Superman and through Justice League, because they introduced Thomas and Martha in there. We did get the killing of Bruce's parents, but they introduced Thomas as Jeffrey Dean Morgan from Walking Dead, who plays Negan, and what's her place, Maggie Cohen, who plays
Maggie.
Or what is her real name? It's something Cohen. Laura Cohen, who plays Maggie. I'm getting her name all mixed up. Sorry.
That's okay.
They introduced them as the parents of Bruce, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan has went on record saying he wants to play the Thomas Wayne version of Batman, which, if you follow the Flashpoint storyline, you find out that it's Bruce that gets killed instead of his parents, and Thomas becomes this darker version of Batman, and Martha actually becomes the Joker. Now, I love that. It's fantastic. It's great storytelling. It's outside of the timeline, so in my opinion, it doesn't screw with Batman lore. But this messes up Batman lore. That's the difference.
Okay. I'll go with that. I like that. Okay.
I want Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne.
Right. Well, Lauren Cohen as Joker. Holy cow. That was, I had not seen Flashpoint. I remember when we talked about it on our podcast, where I was like, oh, what?
Awesome.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was a great shocker. It really was.
So cool.
So what else did you not like about this movie?
Those are
Mr. 3.5 stars. Or batarangs.
Well, I think those are the main things I didn't care for. Like I said, I thought casting was great. They did a great job. I give kudos to Robert Pattinson. I think he did a good job. I will give him this. I like his voice way better than Christian Bale's voice.
You're right. So this is where
I hate Christian Bale's voice.
This is one thing I did not like about the movie. One of the things I did not like was there's a scene where he goes to see the Riddler, and he was sitting there and he was going, and what did you do? And he said it in the voice.
Oh, he almost went Christian Bale there.
He went Christian Bale, and in my brain I almost blurted out, "Hockey pants."
I thought
that hockey pants.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
Right. And
which,
so that's,
by the way, I do like that moment anyway.
It is a funny moment.
The voice is bad. The line is excellent.
Yes.
The line is
Yes.
genius, actually.
Yeah. And when he's yelling, he says, "What did you do?" It immediately went to hockey pants.
That's great. I love it.
It was
I
fun.
love it.
Okay, so here I want to talk.
Oh,
The
we
other
gotta-
thing
We got to
did
get
not.
Riddler.
Well, what do you mean about Riddler?
Yeah, actually, if there's one more thing I didn't like the look of the Riddler throughout the film, up until the end, up
Mhm.
until they reveal his true self.
I
I liked what he looked like then because I was like, he looks like the Riddler now. I
mhm.
don't like this whole weird. Okay, I'm gonna say it. S&M mask thing. I just.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't like it. I don't like it.
I taking it was a different character, whatever. It was I was indifferent to it. I didn't like it, but I didn't dislike it. I did not like when he starts crying in his cell at the end. I thought, dude, you're super smart. And yeah, you could be upset, but I was like, this whole crying side, I was like, what? Now
I don't know. I've always looked at the Riddler as kind of Weasley anyway, so
right.
That I didn't have a problem with. I was okay with that. And then we get the building blocks for the next film.
Yeah,
We get
and
the little-
I didn't like it. I
Really?
didn't like it. I did not like it.
Okay.
Hey,
All right.
huge spoiler alert. A huge spoiler alert, everybody.
All right, wait a minute. Before we go into that, I do want to say
Sure.
I enjoyed the Riddler's all of his riddles. I liked all that. I especially liked his first riddle.
The detective stuff was great. The riddles were fantastic.
Well, I loved what was the first riddle? It was what does a dead man continue to do? What does a body continue to do after it's dead? Or and then the answer was he still lies. I thought that was great.
What does a liar do when he's dead?
Oh yeah, that's it. What does a liar do when he lies? Or when he's dead?
He still lies. I was like, I like that. That's pretty good.
That is good. I like that.
Right.
I enjoyed that aspect of the Riddler, and that is all of that stuff was all pulled from Long Halloween. That's from
he lies still. Thank you, Angie. He lies still.
Yeah,
that's correct. He lies still. Yes.
Yeah, because words are important. Anyway, that was ripped right out of Long Halloween. And when Falcone, when he comes to Bruce and he says, "Your father saved me. I got shot in the chest, and he literally put me on the dining room table and operated on me right there in the Wayne Manor, and you were watching." That was ripped right out of Long Halloween also.
Long Halloween.
So if you want to see the building blocks of this film, go back and read the story Long Halloween. It's an excellent Batman story. And then we have an episode we did on it too.
Yes,
So,
Roger. Words mean stuff.
Roger gets that from when we went to ITT. We had a teacher. Mr. Gosh, I can't think. I used to call him Colonel Sanders because he had a little.
Had the little goatee.
He had the little Colonel Sanders goatee, and he didn't like it when I said that too. But he would always say, "Words mean stuff."
Oh,
it was great. It was great. So yeah, that aspect of the Riddler I liked. I just didn't like his look throughout the film until we got to the end. Then I was like, that's the Riddler. Now, did you catch his ID? Because I couldn't. When he showed
two
his
different IDs and they were really quick.
Right, and I couldn't see it quick enough. Can't wait till it comes to HBO Max so I can freeze that.
So you can freeze it.
Yeah, and see his names on it, because I'm sure one of them was Edward Nygma.
It wasn't. Nygma was not on it.
Really?
It wasn't. I agree. Yeah,
on
I didn't
neither
see
one
Nygma
of them.
on.
I'm trying to find it, but Nygma was not on one of them.
Huh. Okay.
It was Edward. I think it was Edward. But
I figured one of them was probably Edward Nygma, and the other one is the name of the guy that invented the puzzle, because he also uses that name, and I don't remember
because
that
were two different ones.
That was revealed in Hush. So, and I was thinking that might have ties back to Hush, which again, Hush is a fabulous story, read it.
Yeah, don't
Don't
watch the movie.
the animated movie. It's
Don't
terrible.
watch the animated movie.
Read the book.
Read the book.
Okay.
Skip the movie. So, we were, yeah, right. We were discussing. I just got lost. Oh my goodness, my
Sorry.
50-year-old brain just dropped because I'm usually good about bringing us back after we squirrel on
you
stuff,
are.
but I lost it on that one. So I do want to talk about the end though.
Oh, yeah,
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, that's right. We were going into the end, but I wanted to cover Riddler because we really hadn't touched on that, and there were aspects of him that I liked and aspects that I didn't like, and those were the things. So yes, let's get into the ending, and the Riddler starts talking to somebody starts talking to the Riddler.
There's an inmate. Yeah, the
There's
unnamed inmate, as Roger stated earlier.
Yes.
Take
a drink. I'm out, Angie.
Yeah, she was telling me to take a drink. I took a drink.
Did we say much more better? Oh, there we
Much
go.
more better? Maybe. Here's
Now I'm officially out.
how shall I say this? It's almost like everyone wants to throw in the Joker because he's the most incredible villain of all time for me personally.
He is Batman's greatest villain. Batman's
greatest
the yin to Batman's yang.
Mm-hmm. And it's too early to see him, and I don't want him to be. There are so many other characters we need to bring into play that it was almost as if, well, we'll just throw him in for the fans. That's how I felt about it. No, don't throw him in. If you're going to bring him in, bring him in. Now, I am aware that there is a deleted scene.
I didn't know that.
Matt Reeves stated some article or something. There was a deleted scene where that time when I was telling you, hockey pads, what did you do? When he went to go see the Riddler, he actually stops by and talks with that character. And whether or not he's full Riddler or not, full Joker or not, remains to be seen. We don't know. I don't know. We get the laugh, we get the cackle, a new laugh, and I'm okay with
the Joker. Come on, we know
it's the Joker.
And you slightly saw the face in the shadows.
You could tell I thought you could tell his mouth was messed up.
Yeah.
Kind of
it's the Joker. We know it. Let's just say it.
Yeah. It's a fun tease, and but I'm like, if you're gonna bring him in or something like, don't just. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Okay, now wait a minute. Let's go back to Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan. At the end, we get Commissioner Gordon.
Here's a card. Here's his calling card. I was fine with that.
Right. I love that.
I'm okay with that.
I thought it was a great introduction to the Joker. And
right.
Because he says something about, you're going to love this guy. He even leaves his calling card,
Yeah. I look into it.
I didn't have a problem with it. I liked it. Now, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is your issue that you just think it's too early and he shouldn't be in the second film? Is that what your issue is?
Because
if that's your hesitation, I get it. I don't
think he should be in the second film.
Okay. So what if we just got a tease and they don't bring him in the second, but they bring him into the third?
No, you shouldn't have brought him in the first place.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's my whole thing, because he's such an iconic character. He's such an important part of the Batman universe. It's just like.
But you were okay with the calling card.
Yeah, because you hadn't introduced him yet. Oh, here's this guy.
Everyone knew who it was.
Everybody knew who it was.
Said the Joker on it. Come on.
Right, but it's one of those. It's just a tease. I can't say the phrase I want to say for it.
Now I want to know what the phrase you.
It's just a blue balls move, is what it is.
I see there. It's all right.
I mean, if you're gonna bring him in,
Brian was still in the chat. He would have been like, "Oh, we say much worse of that than our."
That's true too.
Listen to Three Geeky Dads; they're hilarious. I love those guys.
Yes,
they're so much fun.
The point being
Stay tuned
is
for a crossover with him.
yeah. Now, if they had included that other scene where he had talked with him, I don't know. It was almost as if, I already thought the movie was too long as it was. Now, I enjoyed the movie.
I
Don't get
agree
me
with
wrong.
you. Actually, I thought it was
and
long too.
I mean, I don't think. I think it's just too soon to bring him in. I understand you want to introduce him possibly for a moment or two, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it.
It's the Batman. You have to have the Joker. Come on. He's the yin to Batman's yang.
Now, okay, so let me ask you this: do you
kill
think
you? Why would I want to kill you? You
complete me? Right.
See, another great quotable moment from The Dark
Knight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dark Knight was great. So, here is.
Wait a minute. I say I created you. You have to say you created me. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? 89 quotable.
89 Batman. That's right.
I just want to point out that Joker, because we know it's him, is also another actor that is in both DC and Marvel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who's the actor?
It's Barry. I'm gonna assume his last name is pronounced Keegan.
Oh, you did say that last night.
I did say this last night.
Yes,
he played Druig in Eternals, which neither of you saw.
I saw Eternals.
You did? Oh,
yeah.
Steven went to see it. Yeah.
No, I saw it on Disney Plus. The first day it hit Disney Plus, I watched that. So it was who was he in Eternals?
The one that can do mind control.
Oh,
no clue who that is.
Yeah,
interesting.
And he's also, I believe, the main character in Dunkirk. I know that was a big movie.
Okay. Interesting.
I did not see Dunkirk. But okay. That's interesting. All right.
Roger had pointed out to us last night. Angie's asking what did they list him as. Matt and I were looking for him.
He's listed as the
unnamed,
unseen Arkham prisoner.
Unseen Arkham prisoner. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, really?
Oops. That's another great quote, and I use that one too. This town needs an enema.
Well, in the Batman, they got it.
I can go through and quote Jack Nicholson all day.
Don't forget my balloons.
My balloons. Yep. He stole my. Why didn't somebody tell me that he had one of those things? Bob Gunn. Sorry.
Right. And then, this whole town needs an enema. They got an enema in the Batman. They flooded the whole.
They sure did.
They flooded it all.
Flooded all of Gotham. So.
Yeah. Okay. And stuff. So. All right. Well, those are my beefs. I enjoyed the film overall.
I did too. I'm
mm-hmm.
Look, I said if you're a Batman fan, you should see this movie. It is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I will not say it's the best Batman movie though. Not by far, not the best. It is a very enjoyable Batman film.
Would you say it's the best detective Batman movie?
Well, considering it's the only detective Batman movie. Roger will appreciate this. When he and I went to ITT, we had a math teacher that we didn't care for very much.
Okay.
She and I remember one day we were walking through the hall heading to one of our classes, and we saw her, and I went, "Oh, I won't say her name, but it's Mrs. Blah blah, our favorite math teacher." And she went, "Oh, thanks. Wait a minute, I'm your only math teacher." That's why you're our favorite. And we kept on walking. So, yes, out of Batman detective films, yes, this is number one.
Gotcha.
So, I'll go with that.
Angie says she would give it 4 out of 5.
I give it 3.5. even after our discussion. See, the Arkham thing turns me off. If they
Sure.
didn't put that in there, I think I would give it 4 out of 5 also. But
Okay.
they put that in there, and
No, you make a great point with it. You make a really good point with it.
it just irks me. It's like,
Mhm.
did you guys even do any homework? What the heck is wrong with you?
Right.
Let me make
Ooh, Angie says that's why it's not 5 out of 5.
Well, yeah, it definitely isn't a 5 out of 5. I definitely would say that. But again, I'm not saying do not go see this Batman film. It is a enjoyable Batman film.
Would you buy it? Would you buy the movie?
Well, yeah, because I'm a collector. Yeah.
Is it worth seeing in the theater?
Let's put it this way: it's a billion times better than Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Those movies are horrible. Oh, wait. Those are the Batman movies we don't mention.
We don't talk about. You know, we should do like we should rank the Batman movies.
Oh my God, we could do a 3 Geeky Dads drink till it's good with Batman and Robin. I'm gonna need a whole bottle of tequila for that one.
I better have 911 on call for alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, you're kidding. That's a horrible movie. They just did that with Masters of the Universe. The Masters of the Universe movie. They were rounding off their February fantasy movie month, and I heard them say they were doing drink till it's good. Masters of the Universe. I'm going, oh my gosh, I got to listen to this one. It's going to be freaking hilarious because that is a horrible, horrible, horrible movie.
Gotcha. That's funny.
Now, Dolph Lundgren was a great casting for He-Man, but everything else falls apart in that film. It's just terrible. It's terrible. All right. We should probably round this out.
We should, because it's already, man, an hour and a half on this. You know, we went half the movie.
Yeah, that's when that little kid next to us left.
Right. I guess that's our cue.
Entirely too long. He was so cute.
Too long. And if you say that about the Batman movie, holy cow, what would he say about our podcast?
It's entirely too long.
That's cute. All right, man. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for helping us. A big shout out to Megan. Thank you very much. Big shout out to Angie. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we did have a couple of bots attack too.
Yeah. That's okay. It happens. Yeah. All right. Well, love the movie. Really enjoyed it. I may go see it a second time in the theater. I think I will.
Yeah, but you got a movie pass.
I do have the movie pass.
You get that option of you can just go in. Yeah. That's
right.
Pretty cool. I don't have that option here.
Right.
The theaters around me suck.
Right. The stinky part is they always get me with the popcorn and drinks every time I go in, and I got to stop buying popcorn and drinks every time.
You got to have popcorn when you go see a movie. I get that.
Actually, I don't do popcorn, but I do nachos. Movie nachos.
I wanted sweet tarts. Years ago when Brenda and I were dating, and we went to the movies, she and I would always get sweet tarts, and we'd share sweet tarts. So it's kind of a thing, you know. And I wanted sweet tarts so bad. So when I jumped up just before the film was starting, I'm like, all right, I better go to the bathroom real quick because this is going to be long. Ran out, went to the bathroom, ran over to the concession stand. I'm looking for sweet tarts. All they had were these gummy, not gummy, but chewy sweet tarts.
Oh.
And they were okay, but they're not sweet tarts. I want sweet tarts. I was disappointed. That's not Batman's fault, but
right on.
That's Mark's fault. No, those are gross. I mean, they're okay. But they're not sweet tarts. I want a sweet tart.
I hear you. I'm
gonna have to go out and buy sweet tarts today.
Right on. All right, everybody. Go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Housekeeping.
Okay. Housekeeping. What is our housekeeping? Check us out.
Oh my gosh. We've been doing this for over a year and you don't know what housekeeping is? Yeah, Megan's got it right there.
www.2geeksmike.com. That is our hub for all things Two Geeks, twogeeksmike.com. That's our Facebook page. Well, you get to our Facebook page. You get to our Ko-fi page, or you go to ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com.
Ko-fi.
And yeah, we'll get to that. And then if you want to contact us, shoot us an email, you can do it at show@2geeksmike.com. And so Mike, do you want to go ahead and reveal, speaking of Ko-fi, I'll put Ko-fi back up there.
Yeah. So speaking of Ko-fi, we are going to, once we round this out and close up for this show, we are going, Stephen and I and Megan's going to join us. We are going to record our first exclusive to Ko-fi only episode, and it will be our first of our classic sci-fi series. We're going to be reviewing the movie Logan's Run. Logan's Run is a very it's a 1970 cult classic,
cult sci-fi classic.
It is the end of a sci-fi era, really. It's kind of the kickoff to a lot of the dystopian films that we see today. Honestly, it has a lot of the dystopian films you watch today have ties to Logan's Run. I think it's a great movie. I've been a fan of it since I was a teenager. So we're going to review that. Megan read the book. Megan actually purchased the book and she read it.
Wow.
Yeah, she read it in 3 days. Megan's a fast reader. I'm a slow reader.
Me
I
too.
don't have reading skills. I wished I had that kid's reading skills. Anyway, I call her a kid and she's 25 years old.
To be fair, the book is small.
Yeah, but I still couldn't finish it in 3 days. Anyway, so we are going to go over Logan's Run. That will be exclusive to Ko-fi. So if you subscribe to us on Ko-fi, I think the first tier you get the audio version of that podcast, and correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen, second or third tier you get the video version of that podcast. So please go check us out on Ko-fi. Please subscribe. The money does go back into the podcast to help us do these things, because unfortunately it's not free.
Right. It costs money.
Oh, and I also want to give a quick shout out to Three Geeky Dads. We are in works. We're going to be in talks of a crossover with Three Geeky Dads. Very excited. I really enjoy their show. They're lots of fun. And we also are in talks to do a second crossover with Jeff and Zig of Nerdery and Murdery. Really excited about that. I don't want to reveal what we're going to be talking about.
Our topic yet.
But I will give a hint. We are going to be talking about a classic horror film. So, yeah.
Wait, which version? I'm not just saying.
The original. I don't know. We'll talk about that.
That's just to make it more intriguing.
Yeah. It's a classic horror film that we are in talks with them on getting that. So we'll have the details as they come along. So
yes, very much so. All right, very cool, very cool. I'm loving it. All right, well, hey everybody, thanks for joining us today for this extended discussion on the Batman. We've been leading up to it for a while, and so there's so much more we can talk about, but it's already been an hour and a half.
Sure. Maybe we'll do a second one. We'll see.
Maybe. All right, everybody. Well,
maybe after it comes on HBO Max, we'll.
Ooh, there you go. We watch it again and kind of review our review. I like that.
There you go.
Okay, that's in 45 days. All right, everybody. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. It's been great having you here. I've really enjoyed our time together. I did enjoy the movie. I'm glad we got a chance to talk about it. This was great. Mike, thanks for just helping us lead into it. I thought you had some great ideas of what we should watch, and it did prepare me, and I got to see some different things. And so thanks for that. So, well, with that, I'll sign off, and I'll let you handle the rest. Thanks, Mike.
All right. With that said, over and out, and we'll see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,